Okay, so I've had this bike about almost 8 months now, and I've got about 6,500 miles on it. One of the first things I did was I put USB ports into this left glove box. Let's see. I've got 2 USB ports there, and they also have a connection here that wires into the auxiliary input for the stereo, so that you can plug a MP3 player or a phone. What I had plugged in was this little thing here. It's a Bluetooth receiver, so you can feed your phone through the stereo. You just plug in the USB and then plug in the auxiliary, and it works fine. I don't really use it that much because I don't really listen to tunes on the stereo that much. With the Bluetooth headset, sometimes I'll do the Bluetooth, but originally I put that in there because my old phone would actually fit. Originally my old phone would actually fit in there with a charger cable on it and be able to charge it. But with my new phone, it won't fit in there with the cable on there and be able to close the door. Alright. The second thing that I put on was this phone mount that I actually had on the other bike. I had it for mounting my phone. Now I use it for the GPS. But it mounts down here real good. It's got a USB port, charging port on it. And it works just fine for the GPS. So, and then I have the GPS power wired straight into. I took an old GPS, not an old one, but I grabbed another GPS charging cable, 12-volt charging cable, and I cut into it and wired it up to the auxiliary power, so that when the ignition's on, the GPS is powered up. And then I've got this little plastic, or not plastic, but rubber cap, so that during the rain I can pull this off, pull the cable and cap the end of the cable so it doesn't get wet. But if it's just sprinkling a little bit, you really don't get much on there, and it'll handle a little bit of moisture, but you don't want it dumping rain on there. I went with this GPS rather than the motorcycle one simply because of cost. Okay, well, the next things I got was the mirror extensions. Now these mirror extensions, they come out, it's about a 2-inch extension, and it also raises up a little bit, so that makes sure it clears your switches here. They were only, I forget, like 12 bucks or something. They were pretty cheap. The chrome is not high quality chrome, but it works pretty good. And these are 10mm right-hand thread. Okay, well, the next things I got was highway pegs. The other highway pegs I got didn't work. They came out off of the crash bar, and it was just too far away. These have an extension that come in, so it makes it a little more useful. This one needs to be tightened up. It's not staying put. But the crash bars for me are a little bit too far away. I can't reach them when I'm sitting back on the seat. But they're Kuryakin. They're like, I think 75 or somewhere in there it was. Okay, then the other things I put on was 2-inch risers on the handlebars. And they work pretty well. And they were like, I forget now, 75, 80 bucks, $85 I think it was. And they're just, you still got your original risers right here. But these are just 2-inch extension that goes underneath it, and it comes with the new bolts to go down through. And I got this backrest. Originally was higher up. I cut the top of it down 2 inches. I pulled all this apart Dropped it down 2 inches, and also moved it down on the bar so that the foam in front, and cut it so the foam in front actually goes down closer to the seat and in front of the bracket. Gives you a little better lumbar support. And I had to bend the bracket a little bit to make it comfortable. I just had to put it in a vise and do some bending on it. Okay, so then I got the Cobra luggage rack. Luggage rack, I decided to get this one because it's made specifically for this bike. So, and because of that, the feet and everything is angled just right to go flat against the trunk lid. If you put a different brand on or something else on, you want to make sure that the feet go nice and flat against the plastic trunk lid. Otherwise, when you tighten it down, you could end up cracking the plastic. That's really all I've done to the bike. I don't anticipate doing anything with the exhaust because I don't want any louder exhaust. It's got plenty of power already. I'm not too concerned about increasing power. The air cleaner, if I do anything different on the air cleaner, I don't want anything that sticks out any more than the stock one. The air filter on this is on the left. They do have some kits and things where you can move it over onto the right side.